10:30 and we are live.
This is a December 6, 2022 meeting of the Pulaski County Board of Election Commissioners. All commissioners are in attendance. I call this meeting to order. First order of business is the Pledge of Allegiance. If you would stand with me, face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Second item on the agenda is the approval of the meeting minutes from the November 22nd, 2022 meeting. Have the commissioners had a chance to review those minutes?
Yes.
I'd entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
That motion carries. Next item on the agenda is the review of any irregular absentee ballots for the December 6, 2022 general runoff election. And I'd like Amanda to lead us into that if she would.
Meeting days. All right, so we have a total of 18 ballots to be reviewed out of the 169 ballots that we did receive today. Plus we had 11 special runoff ballots that were canvassed with the general election ballots that had these runoff elections on them, so we were also able to go ahead and get those counted. So the 12 ballots that are being rejected, we have 2 that are missing voter statements, 6 that information is missing from the voter statement, and 4, the application and voter statement do not match. And then we have 6 that are going to be made provisional due to photo ID missing.
Okay.
We'll start with we have 2, the date of birth does not match. You guys want to look at those?
Here, I'll start with
What we got here?
you. I like this form you did for us.
Thank you.
You used to write these
Yeah,
down.
thank you for that.
The next one,
So-
Yes,
Big fan.
I did have to scratch some stuff out at the last
it's
minute.
okay.
We got a last minute ballot in it. That's okay.
So the statement's missing?
Now we have a date of birth.
Yeah, those are the 2 that
Okay.
date of birth do not compare.
Yeah, they don't compare.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
I'll put it back together.
That
This
one,
one.
yeah. Can you go ahead and mark on that
Oh,
one?
yeah.
Put it back together, mark it on that one.
Count ballot, no, correct?
Correct.
Since we made that change, now I'm gun shy.
I like it.
So,
Bless it.
Same thing?
no, just they got confused, put the year of that we are in instead of their birth year. Same,
Okay.
can't count it. Cannot count that ballot either. The date of birth do not compare.
Next up are which ones? 4?
Now we have 2 with the signature
Oh, I got it, okay.
that's not compared.
I don't know which way they open. There you go.
Everybody should do the same.
Be helpful.
Oh, these are the signature ones, okay.
Oh, I mean, she just signed differently. Shaky and the C's and everything is the same.
What we're comparing the, oh,
Just cursive.
well,
I mean-
It's definitely the same person.
I don't have a abiding conviction that that's not the same person. There are some differentials, but if you look, we have the exact same names.
Yeah,
I mean, they're very, very similar.
they are very similar.
I'm not left with the abiding conviction.
Let's go for it.
Yeah, that those would be two different people. So I think we should count. You
Yes, I
Y'all
agree.
One's a good person.
Okay.
Wow. One's leaning right and one's leaning left.
Yeah.
That's a weird J.
And it's almost like we've got an extra
Letter, yeah.
over here that isn't, the L is there.
I don't think those are the same people. Look at,
I mean,
It looks like it's the same person.
look at the J's.
in a
look
lot
at the
of
Ys.
ways. Like the rest of this is the same.
really, if, the shape of that L is pretty.
This looks like an S
It's
almost.
pretty particular, I guess. It's almost, it looks like this person was, left-handed, people seem to slant, but,
They
I mean,
do.
again,
Can I look at that one?
sure, take a look.
I'm very confused by this. The weirdest J I've ever seen.
So I'm just reviewing the State Board of Election Commissioners' best practices
Slants,
when, right.
curves and loops.
When comparing signatures.
Yeah, these are
and-
different people.
And when they say,
Yeah.
what they say is voter signatures should be found comparable unless the signature on the voter statement is sufficiently dissimilar to the signature on the absentee ballot application so that the reviewing officials, us, are left with an abiding conviction that the signatures are being compared or written by two different people. And the things that you would look at, if you're going to reject a signature, you would look at, for instance, the spacing, which the spacing is different between these two signatures, the type or style of writing. They are both cursive. The speed of writing. It appears that the one may be done a little quicker here on the right, the one on the voter statement. The size and proportions of the words and letters, they do look different. They are different proportions. The spelling, we have an extra letter in one of the signatures. The slant of the writing is certainly different. One slanted to the right and on the application, and on the voter statement it's slanted hard to the left. The curves, loops, and the cross points look different between the two. And the presence or absence of pen lifts, the one on the absentee voter statement appears that it could have been written almost in one fell swoop. I don't see really any lifts. In the application, definitely was lifted and started again.
This one's definitely off the beginning.
In the
of it.
beginning and ending strokes don't look right. There's just,
It's two different people.
we're two different people. The commissioners are left with the abiding conviction that two different people signed, and we can't count this vote for that reason.
Two different people fill out the application too.
right is information missing. You can scratch out that 14 date of birth and 3 addresses. That must have been from my previous election
I was
notes.
about
Okay.
to ask about
Because
that.
that does not add up to
Yeah.
6. So I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on? Most of these are date of birth. One of them is like a name missing,
Okay.
and I think the rest are date of birth.
Let's just review them and see. Y'all want to do them?
fine.
Sure.
Just pass them out.
It's a
Let's just see
simple-
if it's date of birth missing, it's missing. This one is definitely missing. There's not a single mark in the voter's date of birth on the absentee voter statement.
It's missing a lot. So, yeah,
No,
that's,
missing absolutely all of it. Is that one missing?
What has the date of birth?
Okay.
That might be the one with the name.
Look, what does it say on its,
this one is
reason.
missing a name.
Oh,
The
printed
name in
names
box
missing.
1.
Okay. And there is not one,
okay, so,
so we won't be counting this.
this missing date of birth.
This is missing several things. Yeah, that's.
Sydney
I
needs
marked,
it.
I marked the wrong thing. I need to remark that. I marked it as yes, it's a no.
Correct, remember that, see, we're gun shy from changing it.
Simpler.
It's-
Yeah, I know, see, we're,
It's a no, well, we had a different form. and
Now you've got
Now we have a form
in
that's
your head.
more,
Too funny.
a little different. But yes. Okay.
That's missing.
Sydney needs this one.
That
Close
was-
this one.
And this is,
Oh, you know, guys, we did one like this last time where we missed the printed name. But we were allowed to count it because we could read their signature. I think this would fall in that category. I can read that person's signature. Because we had one just like this in the general, a couple of them, where they misprinted name. And the guy in the book says we can count it as long as their signature is legible and we can read it to the person. Yes, and that's definitely her name. I can read it, no problem. She even printed it out for us here. It's the same signature, but you can read it. I think we should count that. That's like one of those explicit exceptions.
Is that the reason for it? Printed name to compare? Or it's like, hey,
Because we can
you
read
didn't
their-
put it in the box.
Like, remember, because if we can read the name and the signature, we're cool. If the signature is a scribble and we couldn't read the name, we can't count it. But that one, we can read the name. And it's very clearly,
yeah, there's no question you can read the name.
yeah. Yeah, that's one where we can count.
So we'll change this then.
I think we should.
Talk about.
Yeah, see what it says.
Yeah, feel free to double check. I know that one was part of the PowerPoint with the best practices that State gave me, which is currently in my car, so.
It says, must complete for your ballot to be counted, right underneath it.
I know, but remember, that's the one that I have my trusty PowerPoint. I'll go get it from my car if you want. But we had several like this, 2 or 3 in the general that we counted because there's an explicit exception from state board elections.
Okay, so here's what it says. 2 names must have at least one component of the names being compared in common. In the event the voter's statement has no name printed in the designated box, but does have a name printed on another location on the ballot, on the document, the absentee ballot clerk should compare the name regardless of where it appears to the name printed on the absentee ballot's application.
So we're good.
Well, that's a printed name. Signature, so.
You can read it.
And I think we're talking about, can the two names be compared
Right.
with one another? Can you read that and?
Yes,
and tell?
I can tell
That's
Can
her
you
name.
tell that this is her name? You know, she printed and signed this.
Yes.
But her signature is well enough written that we can read it. I think we can count that.
Okay.
Lost your
Did it come off?
front piece there.
So I'm going to circle yes. Put a little check in there.
Yeah,
How's that?
Oh, I need to find that one. I got distracted.
I'm going to write count.
Okay, make it clear.
Extra clear.
And this one says no date of birth.
No,
This
it's
one
not
says
there.
no date of birth. I haven't looked at it, Mike, if you'd look at it.
Definitely not there.
This one also says date of birth missing, and there's not a single mark in the date of birth.
No, same with that one.
It's unfortunate.
No date of birth on this one either.
And these need your signature, or your initials.
Should you give us a clip on that? Let me get her sticky note on the front here.
That it on the, on,
These are to the voter statement. This was not returned at all. So those are easy.
Let's see what we got.
Which is the orange sheet.
Yeah. Nothing inside besides a ballot, no voter statement, no voter statement inside the envelope. You take a
Yeah.
gander at it.
I'm gonna hit no,
Okay,
and
no.
I'll sign it.
Yeah. Yep, no,
okay.
not a thing. Let's see.
Last, these are the provisionals. They have no ID. So we will send them a notice tomorrow, letting them know they can bring an ID by Monday at noon.
Take a look and see what you see. See what you see there.
Those don't need to be.
So we don't mark anything
No,
on
we
here.
just look, see if we see anything in there.
All workers must see an ID. We didn't see an ID. You guys check.
I feel confident in your abilities.
I feel pretty certain you look well.
I would think so.
Yes, I even looked in the folds of the ballot.
This person put a utility,
Yeah.
person put a utility bill in here.
Right.
No.
Those folks are not first-time voters,
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay, so
so they do.
That one-
listen to vote.
There's only 6, I think you can be safe with, you know which one we're talking about.
yeah, that's the pile I've already looked at.
Okay.
There's-
I'll take a
if
note.
you want to take a gander.
Well, I think you pretty much got it.
Yes.
Okay, all the way from Chile. Maybe, I don't think she's gonna get our letter in time.
You won't be able to show it anyway.
No,
Now, they have until,
sad.
Monday.
Again,
Now,
they're,
this one appears that, okay, Tennessee license.
oh, it's fine, it was not for any of the races that were actually on the road. So that makes me feel better.
Okay.
There is no photo ID in this one.
This one had a Tennessee license, but not any type of federal license or any qualifying
Okay.
ID, so they'll get notice. Same thing?
Nothing in there. That's the one that's not even for this race, and it's three races.
It's what?
Oh, it was for, it was like the governor, like if there'd been a governor runoff or something. It's where they sent it all. Yeah, it's just like a
Oh,
foreign, with some living in another country. Non-military.
What's all this?
this is,
Must be some sort of absentee or something that came in.
It's the ranked choice runoff for, again, a race that didn't,
right. That didn't go there.
and would have not been possible to. That's the most interesting part. Well, I don't know. Yeah, thank you, Steve. Races are kind of fun.
When did they run through these today? How many people were working back there? If you give me that sticky note, and she give us a clip, I guess not.
Is that,
That's all.
I don't know if we have the clip, or maybe
Maybe she kept it.
Amanda kept the clip. But we lost it.
Well, I don't know where it went. Couldn't help you.
We've got plenty of clips. And we're still waiting on, Jacksonville and Sherwood to show up.
Okay.
Shouldn't be too much longer.
Is there any more in that
So
box
that's
there?
all
That is all of
Okay.
the review.
Okay.
I saw you reach in there, I said, man,
Fantastic.
Just trying to scare you.
I like the sheet, Amanda, let's see if we
Yeah,
can do
that's
that.
helpful.
Try to do that.
Do you want to, Amanda, we have another item of business regarding another election, a special election, February 14th in the year 2023
Yes.
for North Little Rock. You want to, looks like we need to approve the polling location
Might as
and
well.
certify the ballot styles. If you want to lead us into that, we'll go ahead and do that while we wait.
Yes, we can do that. So, I sent you guys an email earlier, not today, but last week, telling you about we were gonna approve the polling locations, and we needed you guys to decide whether you wanted to use Glenview Community Center as an early vote site for the special election.
Say that again, which community?
Glenview
Oh, okay.
Community Center, the newest one we added.
Right.
In the August special election, first time we used them, we only had 61 voters that showed up in the 4 days, compared to Langman Library had over 600. In the November general, for the whole entire 2 weeks, they had 566 voters.
Who had?
Glenview.
What
So
are the,
we're wondering if you guys think it's worth still opening them for such few voters, or would you rather just open Lehman?
I still think we need a location in Rose City. I mean, just period. Because it's, again, it's a highly pedestrian area.
I think that probably would be a convenience to our voters. I mean, we have the staff to man it, right? The
Yes.
workers.
Yeah, that's not a problem at all. I just wanted to bring up the fact that we have had such low turnout there. Do you want to? I think in the future, I would like to see if there's something maybe a little bit better in a little better area that, more people
Yeah.
would be driving
Sure.
by. But for now, I would like to continue.
In the meantime.
we can continue to use them until we find
Yeah,
something
yeah.
better. But I have an order prepared either way,
Okay.
so I'm ready.
What is the facility there? Oh, it's community
Yeah,
center,
it's a
so
community center.
it's spacious, I'm taking it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
So-
until we can find another alternate, we should probably keep that for the voters' convenience.
So here's the polling location order. It names all of the election day locations, including the early vote sites that we will be using for the February 14th election. We have 3 temporary orders that you will also need to sign. Precinct 8 is normally votes at Jess Odom and Maumelle, but it's at that southern portion of the precinct that's closer to Hampton Inn. So we want to have those voters go over to Hampton Inn. It's like 200 and something voters. I didn't get the exact number.
It is
this
much
time.
closer to the North Little Rock side, for sure.
And same thing with precinct 11, that normally votes at Graves Memorial Baptist Church over in Oak Grove area. That portion of the precinct that's actually within the city is closer to Levy Baptist Church. So we would like to have those voters vote at that location. And same with precinct 48, there are only 9 eligible voters that reside within the city limits of North Little Rock that live in that precinct. So those voters, we would like to send to Central Baptist Church. And these are the same temporary locations we used in the last special election in August for North Little Rock.
At this Hampton Inn, do they have a room they go vote in?
Yes.
or-
Like
Yes.
there's a ballroom.
Must be a conference room. Is it fairly good size?
It's like a ballroom.
I'm not sure how
I
big
think
the room
it's like
is.
this size.
Have we used them before?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We've been using Hampton Inn, I want to say for 10 years now.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought we had some locations there in 2020.
We did.
Yeah. Or some.
I think, I want to say it's 2 precincts that
Yeah.
normally vote there.
This one that we use is precinct 23, the Shepherd of the Hills Lutheran Church. I've been in there. I went and visited it. It's very small. And the voters were on top of one another. There was no privacy.
And
Can we
that
look-
can be regulated by the election judge, not allowing so many people in the actual voting area at one time. Just allow
Well,
so many
okay,
in.
yeah. But it's a busy polling place. I mean,
Right. Right.
Where's
And I
that?
do remember we had to move from another polling location to that church.
Yeah,
Which
A
church,
few years
Mike?
back.
Which church are we speaking?
Shepherd of the
Shepherd.
Hills Lutheran Church on
Where's that?
JFK. It's precinct 23.
That's on JFK. See, that
And,
must be how small it is. I don't think I know where that one is, and I live on JFK.
but when you're trying to process people,
Right.
you want to keep the line moving. This facility here,
Right.
it's a nice view.
Right. It would be nice. if all of
I don't know if there's anything else we might have to take a look at.
Right.
Or if they got a bigger room there.
I mean,
Here's a couple things I heard about that. There's no lighting in the, I sent a memo to all of us regarding that.
Here's the
There's no
temporary,
lighting.
Proposed temporary.
It's very cramped.
Let me take a look.
I'm not sure if we can find some, but it is what it is, unless they have a bigger room, because it's basically it looks like a corporate break room. It's got a little breakfast bar and a little kitchen behind it. And I'm sure some people want their privacy, but they say, "Hey, we had a couple little boxes there, but you want to keep the line moving."
What, can you remind me what the number was for precinct 48, McAlmont to Central Baptist Church?
9
Yeah,
eligible
for 9.
voters in
Okay.
precinct 48, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If it was more than 9, then I was like, yeah. Okay. Same thing, you don't count much.
You know,
Pedestrians.
especially the next general,
Right.
that may be a
I could go
problem.
and sign off on these? What happened in my hand?
Yeah, let's,
In there. Okay.
looking at the polling location order for the North Little Rock special election and also the temporary polling location order for precinct 8, 11, and 48. I'd entertain a motion to approve these orders.
So moved.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
That motion carries. Go ahead and we'll execute them.
Thank you.
I guess with the boundary realignments, some of them we should look at. I think that one there we should look at. Did I mention?
Well, I think the staff is always analyzing the flow. I mean, as we go, election by election, isn't that
Yeah,
true?
generally.
I mean, we,
Try to, and in some areas, you know, that might be the only option for us, you
Right.
know. So I know we worked in the elementary school in that precinct, and that got to be a little too much. So we moved to that church, and they were happy to have us, but.
You missed
I don't
page
know if
3,
they
and she
have
missed
any
page 2.
resource or not. We can certainly ask and see if there's another facility close by that would be willing.
Or ask them if they got a
I
larger
just see if
room.
you're watching my, I think I missed the signature and maybe you did too. You see, did you sign all of them?
I did.
Oh, you've got all right. Oh, here, no, I guess he's talking about this one. Okay,
You're funny.
yeah.
I did not notice there was a signature there. Like, I'm just reviewing this, right?
Commissioner.
That's why we have a stamp, Sydney.
I know. That was nice last time.
Here's
I
your
got
paper.
tired from all the stamping. Really.
Yeah.
I had a crick in my elbow the next
Here
day.
are the ballots. There's one for each precinct involved in the election.
There's only one question on it.
Yes, so they all
Miracle.
look exactly the same,
Great.
except for the precinct and polling location name at the top.
Woohoo.
So everything's the same, with the exception of the polling location on top.
So those ballots are programmed to tabulate in those specific precincts.
Do we have their ordinance? They passed an ordinance to bring this.
Yes.
Do we have their ordinance?
I did. We approved that, yes.
She sent that in the mail today, right? Didn't she send something in the mail to us on that email?
I think so, yeah. Yeah.
Here's the actual filed ordinance,
Yeah, that's right.
and we took their ballot language
Yeah, I just
and
wanna
made a
look at-
question out
right.
of it, and then put the for and against, and we did get it approved by Ms. Fields, who's the city attorney.
Good deal. I just wanted to take a
So she's
quick-
seen the ballots as well?
Yes,
Okay.
she's
Take
seen
a
the
quick
ballot,
look
and
at
we
it.
laid it out, and she has given her approval for that. And we do have Sherwood just came in.
The new
We're
rate of
still
5
waiting on
mils.
Jackson.
Right.
He should be.
And I'll just read it to you.
Go ahead.
An increase from the existing 3 mills tax to the new rate of 5 mills tax levied on the assessed value of taxable real and personal property in the city of North Little Rock to be used for maintenance operation of the public libraries in the city of North Little Rock, operated by the North Little Rock Public Library System. And then there's a.
You're good.
Then there is a place to mark for, which would be marked, says for an increase from the existing 3 mills to a new rate of 5 mills, or against an increase from the existing 3 mills to the new rate of 5 mills.
Okay, yeah, that's it.
Very good.
Take a
Everything
look.
checks.
Looks good. Standard old village election. Good stuff. You want to?
Go ahead and, I'd entertain a motion, to approve the certification of ballot styles.
Move that.
So moved.
All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And that motion carries. Ballot styles are approved.
I'll put this on top of
And this is their ordinance to go back to the file.
Since we are still awaiting some election results to come in,
Okay.
do we want to maybe move on to other business? We have
Absolutely.
I do have some destruction orders where we need to make room at the warehouse. So every 2 years, after 2 years after we certify an election, we can destroy all the ballots, the unused ballots, marked ballots, ballot stubs, and any election materials under this code that's mentioned in the destruction order. But we have stuff from May 2019 all the way through the end of 2020 that needs to be
Pass the
destroyed.
statute of limitations.
Yes. Now,
Nobody can sue
we
you.
can properly,
What they do, shred it, burn it, how they do it?
we have a bonfire.
But that would be so fun. I want to be invited to that bonfire.
Yes.
Come on.
We could make
Let's
a
burn the 2020 election.
They probably have a shredder truck come up, don't they?
motion, and we will have a bonfire out in the yard of the warehouse.
Love it.
Marshmallows,
Hot dogs.
hot dogs.
Paper airplanes for days.
Does the staff normally destroy it via shredder, or do you have a commercial
We,
service that
We
picks it
have,
up?
sanitation comes by with a big truck and they take it off to, I think, recycle. Most of that stuff is actually, was destroyed by a water leak that happened 2 years ago out of the warehouse. So most of it's like mildewy and
Lovely.
wet and naturally destroyed anyway, so
Not a great bonfire, actually,
Yeah.
is it?
probably not,
Darn.
unless it's dry.
So it's ballots, it's all the stuff.
Right, all the unused ballots, all the marked ballots, all the ballot stubs, and any of the other election materials that we have been storing out there for over 2 years. in some
Like, take it the
cases.
lost dates we keep for 2 years.
It does.
Statute of limitations.
Yeah, it's,
Can't sue. No reason to keep it.
Just got word that we just got Jacksonville in, so we should have some results here in just a few moments after they get uploaded and all that good stuff.
That's the only one we were waiting on.
Very
We're
exciting.
waiting on, so we should have our full unofficial results here in the next few minutes.
I've fully prepared myself to be here till 11, so I'm so excited right now.
I'm very excited.
so Mike,
Yeah, is it okay?
this is the section that we're citing, that's in the destruction order. One of them is 7-1-112. And
Right,
it
I
talks
see.
about 2 years after the certification of the results, the County Board of Election Commissioners has entered an order, created a record to be maintained and filed an order for destruction, which is what
And that's what we're doing,
Which is what
okay.
we're looking at right here. And as it says, as used in this section, ballot or ballot-related material means a ballot or other form that is provided to a person represented as
Right,
a
yeah.
voter, and then it talks about ballot or ballot-related material.
So it's any and all
Yeah,
documents.
Any and all of this, ballot that's been completed, cast, abandoned, or spoiled, ballot stub or certificate that's been completed, cast, abandoned, or spoiled, voter statement, envelope that contains a ballot, an affidavit provided to the county clerk, an absentee ballot list, absentee ballot application, list of applications for absentee ballot, all those things. And that's what
Right.
we're gonna.
And if we don't do it the right year, it's 1 year or less than 6 years in prison and pay a fine up to 10 grand. So I'm glad we're doing it right.
Well, that's right. That's why you want to make sure you do it right.
Isn't that that's such an odd penalty? 6 years. Like, why? Why 6?
Those policymakers decide that. You
I
know.
know.
We don't.
That's why I asked that question.
We don't
Are we
decide.
within
I
the time?
know, but I wonder what. I always wonder. I'm always a why person, you know. Again, I was that 5-year-old. Why?
Yep.
My whole life. Like, what's the policy?
Why?
I'm a policy person.
I used to ask so many whys. I would get asked not to ask why.
Oh yeah, same.
Why not?
My mom had some stories like that about me. Yeah.
So what are you looking up now, Dave?
I was going to look the other piece of code up. Yeah, I would get asked just to give them a break for a little while. From the questioning. So I was just going to look up 702 for you. Well, because we got time
We got
to do
time,
it.
yeah.
And,
We do. No reason to recess if we're about to have some results too. So this is our only other business.
See, I didn't know we were doing this, otherwise I'd have looked it up today.
Okay.
So we can continue to burn through time until the results show up.
Let's see. So, and
Oh, we
then
have
7-5-702 from Arkansas Code speaks to the preservation of ballots, stubs, certificates, and other election commission or election materials. So it speaks about after the election's finally been certified, county.
We've done that, yeah.
We're going to retain retain custody, and keep in a sealed container, all of those election materials. It's stored in a secure location for a period of 2 years from the date of the election.
Everything's stored down at the warehouse. You guys aren't keeping anything here, are you?
So, those are the two code sections that we're operating
You may
under.
stay away for a few days after the election.
Right, yeah.
In anticipation.
Because I noticed it was,
Stuff.
you had stuff
And
all
after
back.
that, it is permanently moved out to the warehouse and stays there until destruction leaves.
That's where we test the machines. That's all election warehouse stuff there, okay.
Yes.
And I've been down there, so I've seen it, yeah.
And the dates on the destruction orders here, we've got January 4th, we've got from primary election, January 14th, 2020, February 11th, general primary, February 11th, 2020, March 3rd, 2020, March 3rd,
Wow.
2020.
It was a very busy year.
June 9th, 2020, July 7th, 2020, November 3rd, 2020.
Lots of stuff going on.
Then we've got May 21 of 2019, August 6th, 2019, September 3rd, 2019, November 5th, 2019, November 5th, 2019. So we've certainly kept it all beyond the 2 years.
Yeah.
So it's primed to be destroyed at this time, and I would entertain a motion to approve these destruction orders.
So moved.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
That motion carries.
Thank you.
I think you're signing several places.
Yeah, we've got a number of orders here.
Perfect.
I can go get your stamps.
We make it through this.
Hey, I voted in that.
Can I put in a request that you find my ballot in 2019?
The progression of tires.
We
Yeah.
cannot.
Mine are crazy. Start looking at them, they're all over the
Let's
place.
see, it's
Sign your name on it.
It's in this box right here. So when I went in to vote in Sherwood, I went in very incognito. I was at the gym, so came in with a hat. And don't you know, two of those ladies knew right who I was.
Of course they did.
That's funny. When did you start on commission, Mike?
This year,
Yeah,
March.
March. Yeah, so it wasn't too long.
I remember you being in here at one of them.
Yep,
Was it just the two of us at that
it
time?
was.
Oh, I wanted to come and get an in-person feel because the last time I'd attended one had been on Zoom before I decided for sure I was going to do it.
Right.
I imagined a lot more craziness. A lot more excitement. I like this level of excitement in an election.
So I've been told it'll be a couple more minutes before we'll have those results, but we do have some meeting dates we can set
Okay,
for the February election.
Perfect.
let's do it.
So
Tell my husband to take me out the night before.
we've got next Monday, the 12th, next Friday, the 16th. We've already taken care of approving our ballots. So the next thing we'll have to do, and I'm proposing January 24th, is to certify our LNA, appoint our poll workers, and approve the notice of election. Now, our deadline to appoint the workers is the 25th.
This is
I
all
like
on this
being ahead
list.
of it. I like being ahead of the game. So the 24th's a good day by me.
We're doing LNA on the 23rd, so
So we'll be able
it
to
kind of
approve
works all
that.
out to do it all at one meeting and not have two separate meetings.
Let's set
That's on
that
a Tuesday.
5:15.
On these dates here, you're reading right off of this, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, so I've already printed it out for you there. And then the next one
Here's the-
obviously would be
okay.
on February 14th, on the day of the election. We can do 8:30 like we did tonight, review the regular ballots and announce the unofficial results. And then that Friday on the 17th, do a preliminary review of provisional ballots if we have any. If we don't, we can cancel that meeting. And then certify on February 24th at 5:15, do a final provisional, and then, of course, certify our results.
Okay, so we've got,
And that should cover.
and you said that, those dates look fine to me, February 14th, 8:30, February 17th, 5:15, February 24th, 5:15.
And I've already got our calendar made up with all of our deadlines and stuff. I can't remember if I emailed you guys that or not.
No, I don't think I've seen that. What, for next year?
Just for February, I haven't got quite
Oh, I'm
all
not.
the elections on there, but I did do the February one since that was actually called.
Perfect.
February 14th, that is Valentine's
I
Day.
know.
Oh, well.
Do you have big plans?
So, have your big plans afterwards.
Have a date at the election commission.
That's right.
Oh, there you go.
Exactly.
I feel like that's the time I should
Feel free
actually
to
make my
bring
husband come to
chocolate and
one.
flowers.
There you go.
I'll bring chocolate and flowers. There you go.
I know. I'm like, Naveed, you better show up. If you want to spend Valentine's Day together.
Exactly.
Because these 8:30 meetings, I'm just going to stay at the office again. Okay. All looks good to me.
So this works great that you give us these dates.
Yes, thank you. All right. That's good. We don't need to vote on this.
Now,
We can just go ahead and set them and we'll have better list them on the meeting dates, as usual.
What is this election that they're doing in February? Is it tax? We don't even know it.
It's the millage for the library. in
Oh,
Little Rock.
okay.
Do we have any other business?
That is.
All the other
we have.
business?
We have results.
Okay.
Gosh, it's only 9:20.
So exciting.
That's how good we are.
You guys did
Great,
great.
we're great.
Great.
That's right. Absolutely, correct.
This is it. This is everything in.
This is it. And the results have been posted to the website.
Commissioner Ash, would you like to read the unofficial
Sure,
results out loud?
sure will.
Okay.
Well, for Alexander Mayor, we have 14 people who voted in that election, part of Pulaski. We have independent Crystal Herman with 4 votes and independent Mayor Paul Mitchell with 10 votes. For Jacksonville Mayor, we had Jeff Elmore receiving 1,433 votes and Mayor Bob Johnson receiving 557 votes. For Sherwood Mayor, we have Mayor Virginia Hillman Young receiving 2,438 votes, and Councilmember Mary Jo Hay Townsell receiving 2,889 votes. And for Wrightsville Mayor, we have Mayor Alan Clarence Loring receiving 40 votes, and Derek Rainey receiving 130 votes. Congratulations.
Yeah, and as was stated, those totals have been uploaded to votepulaski.net if you'd like to take a look at them.
And we do have 150 outstanding UACAVA ballots that could come in by next Friday at 5 p.m.
Okay.
That is all I have.
All right. Well, now that we have the unofficial totals all uploaded, reviewed, et cetera, I will adjourn this meeting. Well, let me ask,
Public
before I do, let me ask if we have any public comment. Okay. I'll adjourn the meeting.